Hello guys, and welcome to a very special video at the Melbourne trams. It's a pretty unusual place. It has a bunch of trams, and I'm going to be talking through each one. This is going to be a long video. It's next to a bunch of trams. So let's get started. Let's start with this old cable car tram. I think it was made in the 1880s. I think it's the oldest tram. How it was moving, how it was supposed to move it is like this. There were two cars. This was the power car. And the tram would actually stop. This tram would actually go at very low speeds. Around like 30 or 40 kilometers an hour. That might seem pretty high, but if you think that's high, that's because it is. It's pretty cool. You can sit down here and watch the tram go by. I had an old coupling cable, and we actually drivers would used to sit here. So it's pretty unique and pretty interesting. Let's look at the next car. As we are here, there is a bit of connection. This is how people were used to get on boating. And another thing, also here, this is currently, I think it's locked. But you can't open it.
To control it as well.
This was the inside. These handrails are pretty old, but they're in pretty good condition after the 1880s. Very architectural. Close up and make room for others, it says here. And the doors were operated like this. This is how they actually kind of move. So that is interesting. It says platform passengers. And let's look at the inside again. They used to have this thing. I think it's a screen protector. They used to have one of these. So this is the first cable car. Let's look at the next tram. This is the historic W1 tram. These trams were first W class trams, which are here today, as they do have a fifth generation running on Route 35, which is the city circle. It was pretty good condition. The doors are slatted and they're pretty old, just like here. This is how you would drive. There was a wheel. Just this. Very loud. There was a bell here, which would press, which I don't think it works anymore. I think this was the bell. There was somewhere a bell. I don't remember where. I think there was like a pool here or something. But I'm not a tram driver. So if you're a tram driver or W class driver, let me know down in the comments. The inside was pretty old. It had these tickets here. The inside was the same as the cable car tram. The seats are made out of wood, but they were so bad. They are creaky, but I think back then they were actually not that creaky because they're pretty new back then. This is how the doors were actually locked. Pretty cool. And if you want to request a stop, they had this pull mechanism, which was amazing. It still is on some trams, but it's only on a high floor trams. There wasn't really any buttons because those buttons weren't invented back then. So that's pretty much what you know. Passengers must not obstruct car entries. And here, let's look at the middle section, which is pretty normal. It had these things. Here's popped off. People jumping off. Great material. It's pretty wooden. Feels like the material at my grandparents' house, as they use on their chairs. And here's basically the same thing. And here, there's a doorknob where the driver could just sit down and relax while they drive. Not really that same, has the same issue. Here, let's see what it does. I don't know what that does, but there is no thing here. I think this was the throttle and this was the speed, and it still suffers from this post box. Had this cup holder thing. I don't know what that was, but that was the W1 class tram. Let's look at the Victorian Railways livery. It was operated on a routes that was operated by the Victorian Railways. This one is called the luxury. It's number 53. And getting on the section pretty hard. I don't know how drivers went up on these things, but somehow they did. You've got your classic throttle and the classic wheel back then. The doors but guess what? This is luxury. We got the K trains. Very good merchandise. Pause to read. The seats, were they reversible? These seats are like cine train. They are reversible. So that made a culture where everybody just sits facing forward. The windows, you can actually open them. There's a handle, and you can still open windows on high floor trams in Melbourne. Those are soon going to be faced out. You had this privacy block. I don't know what this was for, but it was there. The reversible seats, and they actually got proper handrails. They had this, and you could this. It's very luxury, and these seats are made out of real leather. They had light bulbs, but they don't work here. Got the boot apparently, and here it's a bit high. It had now doors. Yes, it's crazy. Doors were here, and oops. I think I can close them. This is what the doors look like on the inside. They have to keep open. And on the outside, they look like this. It says VR, Victorian Railways. Now, you don't really have to know this. You can actually come here. You can get on Route 70 or 75 here. Look, this is tram routes. Okay, back. You can get on the Route 70 or 75 at Riversdale Junction and just walk to the Hawthorn Tram Museum, which is pretty neat. Does the bell work? No, it's not really a bell. You got your classic throttle and you got your wheel. And if we get out, we can get a pretty cool shot. That's amazing. Next, I believe we're on the Z2 class, or is it a Z3? These are on the Melbourne network. They're not this. It looks like it's not like this, but they're green. Most of the Melburnians know this. This is a very special, like, Indian livery or something. You get on, you've got your classic handrails. I don't think there is there the request? Oh yeah, there is. It was on here. I think they removed it for some reason. The tram had like very special. It had the pilot gate. That's what they called it. It was operated out by pedals, which was weird. This is how drivers would actually. So they still use it, and they got the gong. You got your door control. You got your doors. You got the disc brake. You got the. They actually have sand. It's made by Comanche. You got your battery. You got your lighting. You got this thing. I think it's to. Oh yeah, it's the pantograph. You got these buttons. I don't know what they are, but they're here. And you've got an announcement. Please. So you got your announcement system. Please, can you make sure to please make sure to enjoy the trip. You got this thing, I guess. You got your brake release. Whatever this thing is. It's pretty cool. You got your keys. And here, I think this is to release brakes. It's so weird. And here's your door lock. The seats. Actually pretty comfy. Like, I wouldn't mind either. Still like the set. But still like the new sets. Has the classic. And let's see what the doors are. Can't really close this door. I think you can. Yeah, you can't. But this tram is actually pretty cool. I think it's a it's a Z1. It's a Z1. Okay, so this tram's pretty cool. Not gonna lie. Oh, I forgot these buttons. Can you open the doors? No, they're stuck open. And these buttons are they're just like in the yeah, not really my pick, but this is a Z1 class. Also, you got this thing. Also, I forgot, this is the perfect tram to do some tram surfing. Please do not take any legal actions taken on this ride. They're public cameras, but you know what? I'm not doing it. Screw it, I'm not doing it. Where it all began was W. Now, it looks the same as the W1, but as you can tell, they're pretty different. Let's go up, and this is probably going to be the hardest thing I've done. Oh, phew. This is the bell. Sick sound. How do I look? How do you? Perfect. So this is what you're going to be looking at. You got the classic wheel. The sound is different. Doesn't matter. You got your. I know what. I think it's your throttle. It's probably. No. Okay, and you got your bell. Okay, enough mucking around. Let's get down to business. It probably looks the same, but the handrails are different, and this thing makes a noise. makes this noise. I don't think you can hear that, but it is there. You got this thing. It's actually pretty different. I like it. And let's see. Pretty sturdy. It still feels like my grandmother's furniture. We got that, and the seats still here are broken.
Where is the bell one?
And the bell, yeah, it doesn't have the bell here. The other cab only has the bell apparently. So, where are the doors? Oh yeah, I forgot there aren't any doors. So that was the W class, and I want to tell you something. I want to say, please subscribe. Look, I want to continue making content like this. So if you enjoy these kind of videos, please subscribe. I'm doing this all the best I could. So if you want to see more content like this, please consider subscribing. Yes. Most people say, hey, that's the W8. No. And if you do that, you're wrong. It's the Y class. It has the first ever actual good doors. They're crooked. Yeah. Your cab still suffers from its like postbox shape. I don't know. It has the classic throttle. Oh, let me look at the wheel. That sound hurts in real life. And you've got a curtain. Okay, I'm not too excited, but you got these handrails. You've got advertising from the Met and a bunch of stuff like Shell. You can actually reverse the seats like on the VR tram. These seats, yeah, they're reverse. If you're a city sider, we didn't copy you. Doors. There is the bell. No. There's no bell, sadly. And the doors are basically this. So that was your white class tour. Well. What do you think of this thing? I do not know whatever this is, but it seems cool. I'll find out what the name is soon. So this has this like prison bar thing. It looks like, yeah, you can't really use it. Again, there is no bell. This museum, yeah, can't really do anything. Let's look at the spinning wheel. No, it does nothing. No bell. You've got your plastic throttle. There's windscreen wipers apparently. Has this thing. I don't know what it does. This thing has a bunch of other stuff too. This tram actually has no doors. You have to hop on like this. That was very common because these trams would burn on. Like these trams could run up like 300 horsepower. And yeah, basically basic. This is like a noob tram. Although I do have respect. You do have this thing. I don't know what happens. Has a. I hate this. And it has the spinning wheel. And plastic throttle. Let's see what this tram is called. It's called Northern Melbourne Electric Tramways and Lighting Company, open cross branch number 13. There you go. Whatever this tram's name is, now you know. Ah ha ha. Guess what we got? We got the W7 class tram number 1400. Okay. So this tram is unique, not because it's part of the seventh generation of the W class, but it's because it actually kind of runs. We have the W8s, but these things are now retired. These things are good. Let's look at underneath. You can like literally be like a tram surfer and nobody can catch you. Oh, my hands are not dirty. Has your light bulb and the door. Can I? Oh yes. Now a tram driver can drive in. Now I can drive in peace. Stop. What the hell is going on? Okay, 1 second. 1 second. Let's go! Okay.
Yes, we are.
Can I request a stop? Yeah, that's the request stop.
We're getting off at pit stop too.
No. Okay. That was weird. Anyway, I'm just gonna do my stuff. Unlocked. Pretty good. The inside is pretty weird. You've got your classic. Hurts so much. You got your throttle or whatever. You've got this thing. And you got the hell is that? Yeah, this is the network. Get these handrails bring back so much nostalgia from the Z Plus and the bell sound again. Shoot. Okay. Yeah, this can't stand anything. Okay, the doors. These are the doors. Unused tickets. Okay. So when you use your tickets, you put them in here. Do they even have tickets? Ew! Nah. Are the seats reversible? Duh. What? What is this? What is this, bro? So we got the other cab. I know what you're gonna say. Bro, why do you keep doing this? Well, because, well, the other cab usually has a bell. Move, please. And you got your classic wheel. Perfect. Alright, so we'll do a part 2. Sorry about that, but the part 2 is coming out. So if you're on this channel, then you're gonna see a part 2 soon. Okay.